So God convicted me, and I want to share this word with you guys because it's going to free a lot of.
So I want you guys to go back and listen to that creator's message, because this is a bit about what we've been speaking on as far as spirit spouses is concerned. And I want to add to it. So one of the things that we know about spirit spouses is that it's a spirit. Okay, this is spiritual, say, agreement. And God also gave me revelation about how, though it is agreement, it is not marriage. So I've said previously in one of my videos that if you are not the bride of Christ, then you are the bride of another spirit or another deity. However, God gave me revelation surrounding that today, and you are not the bride of said whatever else either. You would simply be in agreement. There is only one husband, and that husband is God. Christ is the only one in the Bible who is said to have a bride. Okay, being that, with that said, okay, all other agreements are simply agreements. And if you want to call it covenant, you can call it covenant, but it is not marriage. There is only one marriage. This is where Satan is disgraced. Daniel 11, ooh, Lord God. Okay. I'm trying to get to the specific verse, but it may be Daniel 11, maybe 14 through 19. Don't quote me. Let's just say Daniel 11 speaks specifically about the vision that Daniel had, and this is when Gabriel is telling him the truth of that vision. And he speaks to him about the kingdoms and the king of the south, the king of the north, so on and so forth. And Jehovah has just been breaking that whole vision down to me and giving me the truth of it. And a portion of this is that. So let's talk about it. So where it is said in there, the verse, because I can't tell you the number, but it's Daniel 11, and it may be 14, it may be 16. But this is when Gabriel starts to tell Daniel that the king of the north will come down to the king of the south, and that he will come with this whole kingdom, and even his chosen people, and even the upright ones, and that he will try to enter in with his whole kingdom and the upright ones with him. And yet he will corrupt the women. Also, he will take the women, right? So he will pervert the women and corrupt them, and still she will not stand with him. She will not be by his side. And so you guys can go back, check out my videos about how Satan wanted a woman or a wife, okay, and a child. And one of the many things that was done to, say, the women, right? And even let's talk about Eve, right? We spoke about this. Go back, check out the whole series. With Eve wanting to see her reflection as well, i.e. a child, okay? What Satan himself thought he could be is God. He thought to himself he could replace God. But fact of the matter is that Satan is not God, and he does not have that key factor, which is love. So what Satan does with, say, the Eves, okay, let's just call it the Eve gene, which is a woman, the wife, is that he subjects her, he oppresses her, he rapes her, he robs her. You can see this all in Daniel 11. Like I said, I want to say it's 14 through 19. So he rapes her, he robs her, he corrupts her, he oppresses her, all in hopes that she will be subjected to him, as in submit to him, as how we are told, husbands, love your wives, and wives, submit to your husbands, okay, and regard them. But he misses the key factor, which is love. Instead, he hates her because he has no love. He is not made up of love. God is love, okay? And so because wives submit to your husbands, husbands love your wives, she's not receiving love. Therefore, she cannot stand with him, will not stand with him by his side, i.e. he never has a wife. We win. And you guys can check out the whole submission. Husband, love your wives. Wives, love your husbands as Christ loves the church. Okay. Right. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loves the church, being that the church is the bride of Christ. Okay. And wives, submit to your husbands and to regard your husbands, all in Ephesians 6. This speaks about submission. It speaks about servants and masters. Okay. It's all about submission, because what we learn in love is how to respect authority, because we have authority as in Godhead. All of us are submitted under one Godhead. And so we all learn how to do those 2 commandments, which is to love the Lord your God with your whole heart and soul, and 2, to love one another as yourself. Come on. Satan doesn't have a freaking love bone in his body to save his life. So I say all that to say, she is correct. There is no such thing as a counterfeit. And there is no such thing as Satan winning by having a wife, because he does not have the ability to love. So a woman will not seek to stay with Satan in any kind of way, not to marry Satan in any kind of way, because he doesn't have the ability to love her. Not only does he not have the ability to love her, if there in everything in life there's polarity, meaning which yin energy or woman energy is shadow and masculine energy is light, darkness and darkness cannot create. It's a barren womb. And she seeks to see her reflection. She wants a child. So she will not stay in a place where she is oppressed and she cannot receive her promise. Love wins. So I say all this to say, at the end of the day, Lord God, I want you guys to understand that the war that you are warring is already won. It's already won. And Satan already knows this. In fact, he is disgraced. Christ said, I saw Satan like thunder falling, like lightning falling from heaven. He says, I have given you power to tread on serpents and scorpions. Okay. And they will in no way, shape, or form, by any means is the word, by any means shall they hurt you. It's already won. So while we are in this spiritual warfare, okay, while we are in the spiritual battle, I want us to understand and always come back to that conclusion that the war has already been won. And even the war against our women, our husbands, our children, it's already been won, because we seek the light, okay? Only light can cast out darkness, which is why, again, when it comes down to a husband and wife, we need polarity. We women, shadow, need light. Light casts out darkness. They create. Light is love. God is light. Okay? We receive the very being of ourselves, or the very expression of ourselves within God. And it is not in Satan. So those spirit spouses, they don't stand a chance, because a house divided, meaning darkness and darkness, which cannot create light, cannot stand. So I love y'all.